My name is Bartosz Wesół. I'm a PhD student of philosophy at the University of Warsaw. I also teach religious education in Stevenson's High School in Warsaw. I'm also a member of the Polish Council of Christians and Jews, and I'm involved in interreligious dialogue in Abrahamic religions. And I wanted to start with saying that from my philosophical perspective, I believe that every use of religion is an abuse because religion itself, I think, should be or is supposed to be something selfless. Yes, selfless. And that even if we try to use religion in seemingly good or noble interest, we already are abusing it. And I think Poland is an interesting example here because during the communist era, I think it's a fact that Catholic Church was a powerful political force, and it also contributed to this very good change, I believe, in this transformation. On the other hand, at this very moment of association of this religious institution with a certain particular political option, I think there was already an abuse of this religion, even though the intentions were noble. And another more recent example is Donald Trump and his narrative about the recent attempt on his life. And he explicitly says that it was a miracle that he survived this attack. But implicitly he's saying that he's the God's chosen candidate. And this is for me dreadful and one of the most scary things that comes with this association of religion with politics. That when, for example, this candidate says that he's God's chosen candidate, then he can do whatever he wants, and he has this kind of divine authority with him. I think, so the first thing is that my perspective is quite limited, and I cannot say anything about all religions. Religion is a very diverse phenomenon. On the other hand, I think that this abuse of religion usually comes from what we can call human nature and natural inclinations of all people for their strive for power and domination. And then it is something which comes outside of religion itself and is in some sense independent of all other forms of religion. So it is a general human phenomenon. And here I wanted to mention my experiences with dialogue with Muslims from Turkey, who I know from Dunay Foundation Institute of Dialogue, where I got to meet a lot of Turkish people, and when they talked about their context of President Erdogan using Islam for political purposes, it was surprising for me that it was very similar to what is happening in Europe, in Poland, for example, with Jarosław Kaczyński, but also, I believe, in Hungary with Viktor Orban. So as I said, I think this phenomenon of political abuse of religion is something general and which comes from human nature and human condition, and thus I don't think any religion is completely resistant to it. On the other hand, I think there are differences between religions. And it's important to see these differences and to acknowledge that this phenomenon can occur differently in different contexts. On the other hand, I don't feel competent to answer it. To be honest, when I thought about this, I can't recall any specific situation in which I personally experienced this. And I think that when we talk about the abuse of religion, we talk in very general terms with this very big processes of politics and social processes, which can be somehow detached from our personal experiences. So, to be honest, I haven't experienced it personally. So I would be cautious to give a general answer about the causes of this phenomenon. And I don't think we can generally and unambiguously say that, for example, nationalism causes religious abuse, abuse of religion, or vice versa, abuse of religion causes nationalism. But for sure, there are quite apparent correlations, which I think we should acknowledge. And yes, I mentioned nationalism, and I'm sure we can see in a lot of different societies in the world this rise of or increase of national sentiment, and also populism, for example. And these phenomena are somehow correlated with the the abuse of religious. Here I wanted to sketch a distinction between, which I think is important here, between the outer religion, so religion as a outside structure, and the inner religion, so a personal faith. And I believe that from religious perspective, the positive change or transformation can and the resilience can be built from within, and when we can focus from the religious perspective, we should focus on this, that we can build resistance bottom up from the very core of ourselves. And yes, if we agree that the abuse of religion comes from human nature and some human inclinations, like inner inclinations, then I'm sure that everyone can, on the personal level, try to build resistance towards this bad inclinations, inner inclinations. And I believe that that is the case, that religion can play a positive role. And again, I think religion introduces this another perspective, more inner perspective towards these problems, political problems, that we can change it positively from within and bottom up. As for an example, despite what I said earlier about Polish context and the transformation and the collapse of the communist regime, I believe that many of the Catholics involved in this change were driven by their religious their religion, and that their fight for freedom had very deep religious roots as well. So here again, I would like to focus on this inner perspective, because I think when we talk about this global great challenges, it is a danger of making it too big and too general, and that religion focuses on this inner transformation that can then somehow make an impact bottom up again, that we can focus on religious inner transformation, which then will contribute to this global change.